Have you ever sat down at the table, enjoyed a delicious piece of fish, and thought, "This must be great for my heart and health"? Most of us believe that fish is always a safe and healthy choice. But the truth might surprise you, especially once you're over 65. According to a study published in The Lancet in 2023, eating the wrong type of fish just twice a week can increase your risk of stroke and memory loss by up to 70 to 80%. That means with just a few seemingly healthy meals, you could unknowingly be putting your brain and heart in danger. And here's the worrying part. The majority of older adults are eating the wrong kind of fish every week without realizing it. The reason is simple. Not all fish are created equal. Some types are loaded with mercury, heavy metals, and hidden inflammatory compounds that can worsen arthritis, cloud your memory, and weaken your blood vessels. Meanwhile, other types of fish are like natural medicine. They nourish the brain, keep your heart strong, slow down aging, and help you maintain independence as you grow older. The good news is, this is completely within your control. Research from the Journal of Gerontology shows that choosing the right type of fish can reduce your risk of Alzheimer's by up to 40%, protect your arteries, and even slow the aging process from the inside out. So, in today's video, I'm going to reveal a truth that few dare to say. The 5 worst types of fish that people over 65 should never touch. And then, the 4 golden types you should eat regularly if you want to stay sharp, steady on your feet, and keep your heart healthy for many more years. Everything I share here is backed by scientific research, not rumors or scare tactics. And I believe that after watching this video, you'll change the way you look at the familiar fish dishes on your table. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. What type of fish do you eat most often each week, and why? Leave your answer in the comments. I always read and respond because every personal story matters. If this is your first time visiting the Senior Vitality Now channel, don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss any of the practical health tips that help you live well, live long, and live joyfully. Now, let's begin with the 5 worst types of fish that people over 65 should absolutely avoid. Hello everyone, I'm name of expert/doctor, and welcome to Senior Vitality Now, where we bring you science-backed health strategies to help you stay healthy, sharp, and full of energy after age 60. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to emphasize one important point. Every piece of information in this video is carefully selected from reputable medical research and data published in international journals. This is not rumor, and it's not based on unproven home remedies. I believe that after 65, what you need most is the truth grounded in scientific evidence, so you can confidently make the best decisions for your health. And I would truly love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and let me know what type of fish shows up most often at your family's dinner table. Your story not only helps me understand your needs better, but also inspires our whole community of people working together toward healthier living. If this is your first time visiting the Senior Vitality Now channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I promise you'll find practical, safe, and easy-to-follow solutions to make your golden years a time of joy, vitality, and true meaning. Worst fish number 5, swordfish. When you walk into a seafood restaurant, it's easy to be drawn to the golden brown, meaty, and richly flavored slices of grilled swordfish. In fact, swordfish has long been considered a premium delicacy in Western cuisine. But for anyone over the age of 65, swordfish can be a hidden health trap that few people warn about. The biggest issue here is mercury. Swordfish are large predators that sit high on the ocean food chain. They live long lives and feed on many smaller fish, accumulating a bit more mercury with every meal. As a result, by the time they're caught, the mercury levels in swordfish are many times higher than what's considered safe for humans. This is especially dangerous for older adults. As we age, our liver and kidneys become less efficient at filtering out heavy metals. Mercury from swordfish doesn't leave your body quickly. It gradually builds up in your blood, brain, and nervous system. Science has shown that eating swordfish just once or twice a month can push your body's mercury levels beyond recommended limits. The consequences are clear: memory problems, confusion, tingling in the hands and feet, tremors, and mood swings. Many people mistake these symptoms for normal aging, when in fact, the real culprit may be hiding in that grilled fish on your plate. And it's not just the brain, your heart suffers too. Mercury can damage the lining of your blood vessels, trigger irregular heartbeats, and increase the risk of heart attack. A study published in JAMA Neurology found that older adults with higher mercury levels in their blood from eating fish like swordfish had more than a 60% increased risk of cognitive decline compared to those who ate cleaner fish. That's a number you can't ignore. There's another problem. Swordfish is often labeled as premium in restaurants and grocery stores, which leads many people to assume it's a high-quality, safe food. But after 65, a high price tag doesn't equal high nutritional value. So what's the solution? Cut swordfish from your diet. If you're looking for a thick, easy-to-cook fish that's much safer, go for wild salmon or Pacific cod. They're delicious, rich in omega-3s, and won't poison you with mercury. Bottom line, swordfish might look tempting, but it's like a dangerous imposter hiding behind a fancy facade. After 65, steer clear, for the sake of your brain and your heart. Worst fish number 4, tuna. For decades, tuna has been considered one of the healthiest foods on the American table, from canned tuna and salads and tuna sandwiches at lunch to elegant slices of tuna sashimi at restaurants. It's a popular choice thanks to its rich flavor, high protein content, convenience, and affordability. But the truth is, after age 65, tuna can become one of the silent enemies of your brain and heart. The issue lies in mercury. Tuna, especially larger species like albacore, bigeye, and yellowfin, rank relatively high on the ocean food chain. They live long and feed on many smaller fish, accumulating mercury in their bodies over time. When you eat tuna, that mercury doesn't disappear. It enters your body and begins to accumulate in your brain, nervous system, and other vital organs. For younger people, the body can still process and eliminate some of this heavy metal. But after age 65, your natural detox systems, like your liver and kidneys, don't work as efficiently. That means mercury sticks around longer. The consequences can be serious: memory loss, confusion, tingling or numbness in the hands and feet, tremors, and even erratic mood swings. Worse yet, these symptoms are often mistaken for normal aging, so few people think to blame that innocent-looking piece of tuna on their plate. And it's not just your brain. Mercury in tuna also harms your cardiovascular system. It can cause irregular heartbeats, oxidative stress on blood vessels, and significantly increase your risk of heart attack or stroke. A study published in JAMA Neurology found that older adults with high blood mercury levels from eating tuna frequently had up to a 65% greater risk of cognitive decline compared to those who consumed cleaner fish. Even canned tuna, often assumed to be safe, is not entirely risk-free. Light tuna, usually from the smaller skipjack species, has lower mercury levels, but if eaten regularly, especially daily, it still poses a risk of gradual accumulation. In fact, many older adults turn to canned tuna because it's cheap, easy to prepare, and has a long shelf life. But this very habit can be dangerous, as mercury builds up quietly over time until the damage becomes apparent. This doesn't mean you should never eat tuna. The key lies in moderation and type. If you truly enjoy it, choose light canned tuna and limit it to no more than once or twice a month. Avoid albacore and bigeye altogether. These species have the highest mercury levels. And most importantly, remember there are plenty of fish out there that are just as tasty, more nutritious, and far safer. Tuna may offer protein, but it's far from the only source. You can get high-quality protein from cleaner fish like wild salmon, Pacific cod, or even small sardines. These fish not only help preserve muscle and memory, but they also spare you from having to trade your long-term health for short-term flavor. Bottom line, don't let convenience or old habits fool you. After 65, every meal can either be medicine or a slow-acting toxin. And with tuna, the risks are far greater than most people realize. Worst fish number 3, king mackerel. Mackerel is a familiar dish in many households. Firm, flavorful, rich in healthy fats, easy to cook, and often praised as heart-friendly. But here's a little-known truth. Not all mackerel is created equal. While Atlantic mackerel and Spanish mackerel are relatively safe and healthy, king mackerel is one of the most dangerous fish for older adults. So why does king mackerel make the blacklist? The primary reason is mercury, not just a little, but among the highest levels found in commonly eaten fish. King mackerel are large predators that live long and eat many smaller fish, accumulating mercury over time. By the time they make it to your grocery store or restaurant plate, their mercury content is high enough to pose serious health risks, especially for people over 65. Mercury directly attacks the nervous system. As we age, nerve cells weaken and the body's ability to repair them declines. Regularly eating king mackerel is like pouring fuel on the fire, accelerating memory loss, causing tremors, making it harder to concentrate, and even contributing to depression. Many of these symptoms are mistaken for normal aging, when in fact they could be signs of mercury toxicity. But that's not all. An aging cardiovascular system also takes a hit. Mercury can damage the lining of blood vessels, cause oxidative stress, and make it easier for bad cholesterol to stick to artery walls. The result? A sharp increase in the risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. For those with pre-existing heart conditions or on heart medications, eating king mackerel is like sabotaging your own health efforts. What's even more concerning is that king mackerel is often sold under the generic label mackerel. If you're shopping or dining out and don't ask for specifics, you could be eating this harmful variety without realizing it. That's why both the FDA, U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, list king mackerel as a fish to completely avoid, especially for young children, pregnant women, and older adults. One study found that eating king mackerel just a few times per month can raise your body's mercury levels above the safe limit. With weakened immunity and slower detox functions in older age, those over 65 are far more vulnerable to the damage. The good news? Not all mackerel is bad. Atlantic mackerel and Spanish mackerel are smaller, have shorter lifespans, and contain significantly less mercury. These are safer options if you enjoy the rich taste of mackerel. But when it comes to king mackerel, the wisest move is to stay away completely. Just imagine, you're trying to eat healthy, thinking you're protecting your heart with a beautifully grilled piece of mackerel. But in reality, you're loading your body with a toxic metal that weakens your memory, your heart, and your overall vitality. Bottom line, king mackerel isn't worth the risk. After 65, your body needs nourishment, not poison. Say no to king mackerel, and if you're craving mackerel, opt for the safer Atlantic or Spanish varieties. Worst fish number 2. Farm tilapia. Tilapia ranks among the most widely consumed fish in the world. You'll find it everywhere, from supermarkets and local markets to restaurant menus. It's cheap, has mild white flesh, few bones, and is easy to cook. These qualities have led many families, especially older adults, to believe tilapia is both a budget-friendly and healthy choice. But the harsh reality is, farm tilapia is one of the worst fish you can eat after age 65. The first issue lies in how it's raised. On many fish farms, tilapia are crowded into small, polluted ponds. To keep them alive, farmers rely heavily on antibiotics, disinfectants, and even parasite-killing chemicals. These substances build up in the fish's flesh, and when you eat it, they go straight into your body. After age 65, your immune system is weaker and your ability to detox declines, meaning your risk of infections, antibiotic resistance, and even cancer can rise sharply. Second, the diet of farm tilapia is highly unnatural. To cut costs, they're often fed cornmeal, soybean meal, and even livestock byproducts. As a result, the fish develop an unhealthy fat profile, with omega-6 levels far exceeding omega-3s. For older adults, this is a recipe for disaster. Excess omega-6 promotes chronic inflammation, worsening conditions like arthritis, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and Alzheimer's. In fact, one study compared the inflammatory potential of tilapia with that of red meat and bacon. Shockingly, tilapia increased inflammation even more than pork belly or hamburgers. In other words, if you think you're eating fish to stay healthy, eating farm tilapia might be worse for your health than fried fast food. Moreover, lab testing has found dioxins in tilapia, a class of industrial toxins that can remain in the human body for years. Dioxins are linked to cancer, hormone disruption, and weakened immunity. For aging bodies, this is a burden no one should have to carry. Nutritionally, farm tilapia also falls short. While it does provide protein, it's low in omega-3s, vitamin D, and selenium, nutrients that are vital for protecting the brain, heart, and joints. To put it plainly, Farm tilapia is empty calories, plenty of risk, but few rewards. The danger is, because tilapia is cheap and widely available, many people eat it weekly, or even several times a week, without realizing they're sowing the seeds of future health problems. That joint pain, fading memory, or constant fatigue may not be just old age, but the result of seemingly healthy meals. So what should you do? The answer is clear. Eliminate farm tilapia from your diet. If you want an affordable, nutritious white fish, go for Pacific cod or wild salmon. These offer high-quality protein along with omega-3s and vital vitamins. Bottom line, after 65, you need fish that truly nourish, not fish that just fill your stomach while quietly harming your health. And on the list of fish to avoid, farm tilapia ranks near the very top. Worst fish number 1, farmed salmon. When most people think of salmon, they immediately associate it with being a superfood, rich in omega-3s, good for the heart, supportive of memory, and anti-aging. And in truth, wild salmon absolutely deserves that reputation as a nutritional powerhouse. But here's what many don't realize. Most of the salmon sold in grocery stores and restaurants today isn't wild. It's farmed salmon. And that's where the real health concern begins, especially for those over 65. The first thing to understand is that the environment in which farmed salmon are raised is nothing like the wild. Thousands of fish are confined in overcrowded cages in the ocean or in ponds. These conditions make it easy for disease, parasites, and mold to spread. To manage this, farmers use antibiotics, antifungals, and even pesticides. The result? These chemicals accumulate in the fish's flesh and eventually in your body. For older adults, this chemical load is especially dangerous. Your liver and kidneys, the organs responsible for detoxifying your body, no longer function as efficiently as they did in your youth. Eating farmed salmon regularly means your body is exposed to a growing risk of antibiotic buildup, heavy metals, and toxic chemicals, all of which can trigger chronic inflammation, weaken your immune system, and even increase your risk of cancer. Second, the nutritional quality of farmed salmon is much lower than that of wild salmon. Studies have shown that farmed salmon contains less omega-3s, but significantly more saturated fats and omega-6s due to their grain-based, soy-based, and even cheap vegetable oil-based diet. This imbalance flips salmon from being an anti-inflammatory food to one that actually promotes chronic inflammation. Third, independent testing has revealed that farmed salmon contains high levels of PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, industrial chemicals banned due to their links to cancer and hormone disruption. The troubling part? PCBs are stored in fat, and farmed salmon tend to have more fat than wild salmon, making the exposure even higher. For seniors, who are more vulnerable to these toxins, this risk is especially serious. Here's something else you might not know. The appealing pink-orange color of farmed salmon doesn't come from nature. Wild salmon eat shrimp, krill, and crustaceans that give their flesh a natural pink hue due to the antioxidant astaxanthin. Farmed salmon don't have access to that diet, so they're fed synthetic colorants to mimic the color. That means your body misses out on natural antioxidants, and instead gets another artificial additive. So what's the solution? It's simple. If you want to eat salmon, choose wild-caught Alaskan salmon. These fish live freely in clean, natural waters and eat a nutrient-rich diet. Their meat is truly high in omega-3s, contains natural astaxanthin, and is far lower in toxins. Bottom line, not all salmon is created equal. If you're eating the wrong kind, farmed salmon, you may be doing more harm than good, especially as aging makes your body more sensitive to toxins and inflammation. But when you choose the right kind, wild salmon, you're genuinely nourishing your brain, heart, and immune system for many healthy years to come. So, we've just gone through the 5 most dangerous fish for people over 65. On the surface, they might seem like healthy or even premium choices. But beneath that appearance lie hidden risks. Swordfish, luxurious, but loaded with mercury that damages your nervous system and heart. Tuna, especially albacore and bigeye, convenient and popular, but high in mercury that can impair memory and disrupt heart rhythm. King mackerel tops the FDA and EPA warning lists, one of the most heavily contaminated fish. Farmed tilapia seems healthy, but high in omega-6s and chemicals, causing more inflammation than red meat. Farmed salmon looks appealing but contains chemicals, PCBs, and lacks most of the key benefits found in wild salmon. What do all these fish have in common? They burden your body, which is already more sensitive after 65, with toxins, inflammation, and silent declines in health. And the scary part is that many people eat them weekly, thinking they're making a healthy choice. But here's the good news. The ocean has also gifted us with fish that are clean, nutrient-rich, and perfectly suited to nourish the brain, heart, and joints as we age. These fish are like natural medicine you can enjoy on your plate every day. According to research from the Journal of Gerontology, simply swapping harmful fish for clean, omega-3 rich varieties can reduce your risk of Alzheimer's by up to 40%, boost memory, protect your arteries, and even slow the aging process from within. In other words, you're not just avoiding danger. You're actively building a stronger, sharper, more energetic body. So, which fish truly deserve a place in your diet after 65? Up next are the 4 golden fish you'll want to eat regularly. They're delicious, easy to cook, and serve as loyal guardians of your memory, heart health, and muscle strength. Best fish for Pacific cod. When it comes to healthy fish, most people immediately think of salmon or sardines. But there's a quiet hero that often goes unnoticed: Pacific cod. For those over 65, cod is a true gift, low in toxins, high in protein, and gentle on the digestive system. The first big benefit of cod is its high-quality protein. Just one serving, around 5 to 6 ounces or 150 to 170 grams, provides up to 40 grams of pure protein with very little fat. This is incredibly important for older adults because after 65, the body begins to lose muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia. Eating cod regularly helps provide the building blocks for strong muscles, supporting balance, leg strength, and reducing the risk of falls. Next, cod is an excellent source of selenium, a mineral that many older adults are deficient in. Selenium acts like a powerful antioxidant shield, protecting your cells from premature aging. It also helps regulate thyroid function, which is key for energy, mental clarity, and metabolism. Studies have shown that seniors with higher selenium levels tend to have better memory and fewer chronic diseases. Just one serving of cod provides 100% of your daily selenium needs. Pacific cod is also a natural source of vitamin B12, a nutrient that becomes harder to absorb as we age. A deficiency in B12 can lead to fatigue, numbness or tingling, anemia, and memory issues. Eating cod regularly is a natural way to recharge your nervous system and support brain function. In terms of safety, Pacific cod outshines many other fish. With a short life cycle and cold, clean habitat, it carries minimal risk of mercury or heavy metal contamination. That means you can eat it regularly without worrying about toxin buildup. In fact, cod is so safe that it's recommended by health organizations for pregnant women and children. So for those over 65, it's a reliable and trusted friend. Another major plus, it's easy to digest. For those with sensitive stomachs or who feel bloated after eating fattier fish like mackerel or salmon, cod is a gentler choice. Its white flesh is soft, mild, flaky, and low in fishy smell. Perfect for steamed dishes, light baking, or gentle stews that suit an older palate. To get the most benefit, prepare cod in healthy ways. Steam it, bake it at moderate temperatures, or simmer it in soups. Avoid deep frying, as high heat can damage the proteins and strip away essential nutrients. Bottom line, Pacific cod is a clean, gentle, high-protein fish rich in selenium and vitamin B12, ideal for people over 65. It helps maintain muscle strength, protect the brain, and support the immune system, all in a delicious, easy-to-cook package. Best Fish 3. Wild Alaskan Salmon. If there's one type of fish that nutrition experts around the world consistently praise, it's wild Alaskan salmon. For those over 65, it's more than just food. It's practically a natural medicine that protects your brain, heart, joints, and even your skin. The standout benefit of wild salmon is its concentration of high-quality omega-3 fatty acids. A single serving can provide over 2,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, two essential fats for aging adults. EPA helps reduce inflammation throughout the body, from arthritic joints to blood vessels, while DHA acts like lubrication for your brain cells, helping to keep memory and focus sharp. A study from the University of Pittsburgh found that older adults with higher DHA levels in their blood had larger brain volumes, better memory, and a lower risk of Alzheimer's. In other words, eating wild salmon regularly is like investing in a younger, healthier brain. But the benefits don't stop there. Wild salmon is also a heart's best friend. Omega-3s in salmon help lower triglycerides, reduce blood pressure, and improve blood vessel flexibility. For those over 65, an age group at high risk for hypertension and atherosclerosis, these benefits are incredibly valuable. Several studies show that eating wild salmon just twice a week can significantly reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke. One key advantage wild salmon has over farmed salmon is the presence of astaxanthin, a powerful natural antioxidant that gives salmon its bright pink-orange color. Astaxanthin is up to 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C at neutralizing free radicals. It helps protect the skin from aging, improves vision, and supports cell repair. For seniors, it acts as a natural armor against oxidative stress. In addition to omega-3s and astaxanthin, wild Alaskan salmon delivers a wealth of essential nutrients. Vitamin D strengthens bones and reduces fracture risk from falls. Vitamins B12 and B6 nourish the nervous system, prevent anemia, and combat fatigue. Selenium supports thyroid function, boosts immunity, and reduces cancer risk. Easily digestible protein helps maintain muscle mass and fight age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia. Another major benefit: wild Alaskan salmon live in clean, natural environments and have short life cycles, so they contain very low levels of mercury and heavy metals. That's a stark contrast to farmed salmon, which often carry higher levels of toxins and chemical residues. To preserve its powerful nutrients, cook wild salmon gently, bake, steam, or lightly pan-sear it at moderate temperatures. Avoid deep frying or overcooking, which can destroy omega-3s and astaxanthin. A simple meal of salmon, steamed greens, and a splash of olive oil isn't just delicious, it's a longevity powerhouse. Bottom line, wild Alaskan salmon isn't just food, it's a natural prescription for brain, heart, and full-body health after age 65. If there's one fish you should eat at least once or twice a week, this is it. Best fish 2, rainbow trout. If wild Alaskan salmon is the superstar of healthy fish, then rainbow trout is the hidden gem, less talked about, but just as valuable for those over 65. In fact, many nutritionists consider rainbow trout to be one of the safest and most senior-friendly fish available. What makes rainbow trout truly special is its outstanding safety profile. Unlike king mackerel or large tuna that contain concerning mercury levels, rainbow trout are typically raised or caught in clean environments and have short lifespans. Especially when farmed in the U.S., they're subject to strict regulations that limit the use of antibiotics and harmful chemicals. That means you can enjoy rainbow trout without worrying about toxic buildup in your body. But it's not just safe, it's also nutrient-rich. A single serving delivers around 1,000 milligrams of omega-3s. For people over 65, omega-3s act as natural medicine, soothing joint inflammation, easing pain, maintaining flexible blood vessels, and keeping the brain sharp. Numerous studies show that just 2 to 3 servings of omega-3 rich fish per week can significantly reduce the risk of cognitive decline and support heart health. Rainbow trout is also a fantastic source of essential minerals. Potassium regulates blood pressure, maintains electrolyte balance, and reduces strain on the heart. Over 70% of older adults are deficient in it. Phosphorus works with calcium to strengthen bones and reduce the risk of fractures and osteoporosis. Iron, vital for red blood cell production, preventing anemia and chronic fatigue. Zinc supports immune function, speeds wound healing, and preserves your senses of taste and smell, both of which often fade with age. It doesn't stop there. Rainbow trout is rich in B vitamins, especially niacin, B3, and B12. Niacin helps regulate cholesterol by boosting good HDL and lowering LDL, protecting your arteries. B12 supports the nervous system, reduces fatigue, and helps keep memory sharp, essential for aging brains. Another standout nutrient? Vitamin E. This potent antioxidant helps protect cells from aging, supports immune function, and promotes healthier skin. When combined with omega-3s and selenium, vitamin E forms a powerful three-layer shield against oxidative stress, the root of many age-related diseases. Rainbow trout also shines in terms of taste and digestibility. Its tender, mild-flavored flesh is easy to eat and doesn't have a strong fishy smell, making it perfect for older adults who may prefer lighter, gentler meals. Try it steamed, baked, or pan-seared with olive oil and herbs for a dish that's both delicious and nutrient-preserving. Bottom line, rainbow trout is one of the cleanest, safest, and most nutrient-dense fish that people over 65 can enjoy regularly. It supports heart, brain, bone, and immune health, all wrapped in a tasty, budget-friendly package. Best Fish 1. Sardines. If there's one small fish that delivers massive nutritional power for people over 65, it's the humble sardine. Often overlooked as basic or seen only as a canned convenience food, sardines are actually one of the most affordable superfoods that science strongly recommends for older adults. The greatest strength of sardines is their extremely high omega-3 content. Just one small can of sardines can provide more omega-3s than even salmon. For people over 65, omega-3s aren't just lubrication for the heart. They're also firefighters that help extinguish chronic inflammation in the body. Inflammation is the silent culprit behind joint pain, hardened arteries, Alzheimer's, and even depression. Eating sardines regularly is like nourishing your joints, strengthening your heart, and sharpening your mind, all in one. Another rare benefit: sardines contain natural vitamin D, a nutrient that most seniors are deficient in. After 65, your skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight drops significantly, leading to weak bones, slower healing, and greater fracture risk. One serving of sardines can provide up to 40% of your daily vitamin D needs. And since you can eat the soft bones in canned sardines, you also get calcium and phosphorus, forming a perfect recipe for strong, fall-resistant bones. Sardines are also an excellent source of vitamin B12, which supports nerve function, prevents numbness and dizziness, and helps maintain memory. Many older adults are deficient in B12 without realizing it, making sardines an easy and natural way to replenish it. One more major advantage: sardines are virtually mercury-free. Why? Because they sit low on the ocean food chain. They eat only plankton and have short lifespans. That makes sardines one of the cleanest, safest fish to eat regularly, ideal for seniors, even multiple times a week. Beyond nutrition, sardines are incredibly convenient and budget-friendly. You can buy them canned, with long shelf lives and much lower prices than fancier fish. Eat them straight from the can, mix into salads, mash with avocado on whole grain toast, or add to pasta. They're fast, simple, and deeply nourishing. A fascinating study found that older adults who ate sardines at least twice a week had lower rates of heart disease, higher bone density, and better cognitive function than those who didn't. That means a small habit like eating sardines could help you buy extra years of strength, clarity, and independence. Bottom line, don't be fooled by their modest appearance. Sardines are one of the most nutrient-dense fish on the planet, especially for those over 65. They're clean, affordable, easy to eat, easy to prepare, and every can you open is like a natural anti-aging medicine for your heart, brain, and bones. Dear friends, we've now completed an important journey, clearly identifying which fish are the silent enemies of healthy aging, and which are the true natural remedies that can nourish your body after age 65. First, let's recap the 5 types of fish to avoid. Swordfish sounds fancy, but is packed with mercury that can harm your memory and heart. Tuna, especially albacore and bigeye, common on dinner tables, but silently accumulates mercury that weakens the brain and heart over time. King mackerel, on the FDA and EPA's warning list, one of the most dangerous fish for older adults. Farmed tilapia, cheap but highly inflammatory, sometimes worse than eating red meat. Farmed salmon, looks nutritious, but is loaded with chemicals, PCBs, and lacks real omega-3 benefits. These are everyday fish that seem harmless, but may be the reason behind joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, or weakening cardiovascular health. By removing them from your diet, you eliminate a major health risk. And instead, focus on these 4 golden fish after 65. Pacific cod, rich in pure protein, selenium, and vitamin B12 to support muscle strength and brain health. Sardines, small but mighty, packed with omega-3s, vitamin D, calcium, mercury-free, affordable, and convenient. Wild Alaskan salmon, loaded with omega-3s and astaxanthin to protect your heart, brain, joints, and skin. Rainbow trout, clean and safe, rich in potassium, iron, B vitamins, and omega-3s, great for heart and blood pressure support. These aren't just theoretical health foods. They're scientifically proven to help reduce the risk of Alzheimer's, heart attacks, strokes, osteoporosis, and to help you stay sharp, strong, and independent in daily life. And the best part is, you don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Start small. If you typically eat tuna each week, swap it for a can of sardines. If you're used to farmed salmon, try switching to wild Alaskan salmon. Just 1 or 2 smart fish choices per week can make a noticeable difference in the months ahead. Remember, every bite you take today is a brick in the foundation of your health tomorrow. And you have the power to choose strong, lasting bricks, rather than ones that slowly weaken your body. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What type of fish do you eat most often? After watching this video, do you think you'll make a change? Leave a comment below. I read and respond to many of your stories. If you found today's video helpful, please hit like to help spread this message to more people. And don't forget to subscribe to Senior Vitality Now, where every week we share science-backed health tips to help you live well, live long, and live joyfully. Wishing you clarity, strength, and vitality at 65, 75, 85, and beyond. See you in the next video.